Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. These Mola worshiping pedophiles wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street.
Bed again. I ain't got no woman to trim it.
I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem, bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So if only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. It's time for a change, gotta bounce up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style's too late, but apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of flame, by God it's over, doing your time is to the end. Lockjaw silent without sin, he put me on the verdict for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down, with suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger prophet like Farrakhan, backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle, who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful sinful. My thinking is critical, I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand or kneels too late when the caps get peeled. Don't believe in TC type, going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. All red of my vision through sight. It's killer be killed whenever I fight. From above I be given the right, so you better be ready to ride tonight. All the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' rid them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender.
Yo, T, I forgot my damn razors yesterday, bruh. The heck was I thinking, man? I was thinking about eating. Oh man. I'm not driving back out there for 22 minutes to pick up some damn razors, man. You know, over there I could walk 5 minutes and, you know, driving those 22 minutes.
Gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
There though, my dog. That's a hit.
Watch time and space rock the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, weighs the heart as I sun ray my armor, make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, weighs the heart as I sun ray my armor, make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge one is when the rhyme and bass drop. I rose up, took a shower, purified my arc field, took copper for a wall to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, off more to build. Solid foundation, my crown chakra, core and hill, pound the pavement. Sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war, man or woman and child. Rid the land of all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to what they came. Is the peace laugh or war cry, whatever the relevant name of peace laugh, simple, highest form, spirituality, how you teach laugh, a humble beast is still a beast, now feel the beast wrath, rain fire upon them, and that internet
over here, Little Rock, Arkansas up in the house.
Destroys this de facto government and its quorums established Big Ma house so she may restore him. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, weighs the heart as I sun ray my art, her made the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, weighs the heart as I sun ray my art, her made the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge born is when rhyme and bass drop. The next host, note to self, quit playing, hit the gas. This shaft is called my turn, take the risk and spaz. Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for grips in their cash. Sad can't watch videos without the subliminals, predictive programming weirdo from menstrual shows. The land's contaminated, fruits and vegetables, black minerals, the water and skies are fried. Liquid chemicals, technology got me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beats and whatnot for my best option, contemplating which bar Will next spot to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox. Off the chart, I continue to climb, watching the rest flock like carp fishing, 100% fresh shark water. I'm on the front line, X marks the spot. I shine because of her, for she's the best spark, the great matriarch. Whether it's
Charlie?
big or dark,
What's
create this
cracking?
spark.
What's going
Ways the
on?
heart as I
Kane
sun ray my
Johnson,
art, her
what's
make
cracking?
the
Grand elevation,
patriarch.
Janet,
Most
brother.
social
What's
media
going on, brother?
saviors are fakes.
Sister.
Marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge one is when the run and bass drops.
Yeah, what's happening, y'all? What's happening, y'all? 10 minutes is good enough, I guess. 5 minutes is good enough. Anyway, how y'all doing? So I guess y'all, everybody, you can't help but hear what happened. The two individuals, supposedly veterans, that served at the same base. You know, I was texting back and forth early this wee hours because I woke up. I was in a meat coma last night, y'all. Early. And I was texting one of my bros, and he's like, what do you think it is, Red? You know, because a few of us over here in Florida, we got our idea too, right? I said it could be a number of things. First of all, everything they're doing, whether it's January 6th, 7th, whatever that crap is, and all the videos showing you fist bumping, feds, tons of feds there. Some of the marches when you got the feds with the khaki pants talking about their Aryan and this, that, wearing with their face masked up. One thing y'all don't know is most Aryans and racists don't hide their faces. From when I was in the military at the Jacksonville Pier, everywhere I've been, anytime with the marches, we used to go to them, right, just to watch how stupid they look and listen to everybody arguing with them. And we ain't never said nothing. We just like look at the faces to remember who they are. But we like to catch them, you know what I'm saying? Catch one-on-one walking through the mall. Yo, what's up, cuz? And, you know, some of them they train, they think they down for the gambit. We used to catch a couple of them. I square up one of them, just blah, blah, blah. That's, you know what I mean? But regardless of that, I said, like I said, it could be a number of things. As I said yesterday, the ammonium nitrate, for weapons being stolen, from whether it be from the FBI, certain police departments. You know there's bad guys running around the whole consortium. The thing in New York, upstate, could be a snuff film. You haven't seen nothing happen with them. You're not hearing anything because it's not. This is an open shut case. It's the further, to me, when I said to him, it's the further keep the perversion alive in the minds and the wills of the people. Subjugate, subdue. Fluoride still being put in the water, and the system still wants to lie because nobody wants to go up there. Well, people have lately been talking about it, and I think certain states are going to stop it, but it's because they already have their plans. But the Las Vegas incident was a pale skin, light skin, and the one over there, he wasn't the guy that you saw come over to which called that was a Negro, regardless of what persuasion they say. Is MK Ultra real? Of course it is. As other terms and stuff for it? Absolutely. Do I think everybody should give it energy? I told him I don't think everybody should give it energy. But one thing I will say, because a lot of you live in liberal states that have racist police departments, all right, a bunch of dumb monkeys who actually can't do what they're doing, but because you have these dumb fake legislators, and a lot of you don't speak up, you don't get together where you're at with the individuals to speak the same, have the same mindset, to say no more, to call the mayors and all of them out for everything, whether they're Christian Zionists, support Israel, thinking that Yeshua is going to come and they're going to be saved and vindicated, while those individuals in so-called Palestine, or you can never get me calling that place Israel, because that's not who they are, or nor is that place. Still subjugating, doing of everything that they do. I mean, who's that state rep, Mark Johnson or whatever? What's that? He just, let me see if I can pull him up, guys. I don't want to just be blapping off a lot of whoop 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 and it not be anything of the truth. Let's see if I have it here. Spirit of Kung Fu. No. Oh. Let me see if I can pull it up, guys. I can't even remember this guy's name. Hold on. Wait, guys. I'll have to, you know what? I'm actually going to talk on the podcast. This individual. But anyway. Oh, I could do this. Let me see if I can pull it up. Congressman Brian Mast supporting our ally Israel. It's not our ally. So I don't know who this monkey is and why is he still in there? I couldn't tell you. But H.R. 815, 118th Congress, 2023-2024, making emergency supplemental appropriations for the fiscal year ending September 30, 2024. This is this right here. The supplemental appropriations, you know what the word means, to appropriate, to several federal agencies for assistance for Ukraine, Israel, and U.S. allies in the Indo-Pacific region. They're all the racist ones fighting the indigenous people of the lands. I can't say Papua New Guinea. I'm talking about, you know, the fake ones over there who encroached on their land somewhere early in the 1900s, and they've been going out killing them. You hear nothing about the government talking about it. You don't hear the worthless NAACP speaking on these matters. They're just a bunch of bums, probably party with the, you know, pedophiles and everything else. But you got Congress backers of Gaza will receive most from pro-Israel donors. Isn't that something funny? Why would they take more of your fiat, give over there? Don't they give them some $1 billion every year to help the wounded? When the healthcare system over here is a whole sham. I mean, didn't Mossad just execute the healthcare guy who, though he did bad things, was a whistleblower? These are all things we can communicate and talk about. But the problem is, the brother had a shootout, wounded a bunch of people, ran over some people. He actually killed some melanated people. And the guy who blew up the Cybertruck, I forget how many was injured on that. 1 dead, 8 wounded. Nobody's really looking at what's been going on. Everybody is just allowing the tyrants to be tyrannical. These fake oath keepers and all this other stuff. And you would think that they would rise above the occasions, you know, to deal with and handle things, you know, things that were, you know, the way they should. You know, hey, Red Lamb, what's going on? And Indigo Turtle, what's up, beloved? You know what I'm saying? What makes the situation a terrorist threat? Hey, we were just chatting, and it's your government. You know, for those who see that as your government is a terrorist organization. I know I need to read the book, you know, the coup, the takeover of our government and everything else, the whitewashing of history. It's all in that book. It's a PDF. But nobody really wants to address these things. People just want to argue and fight. I mean, this is the energy. I mean, right now they're doing their best to be able to read your minds, but they have always been instilling stuff in people's minds, making them act crazy, respond, and react to things. Men act feminine, women act masculine, as if those two outside of the sink of things are going to be able to draw upon and correct anything. They don't want to put the idiot's name up here, but I have it over. I have it on I have it on here, and I'll just share it over here. So when we communicate about it, I'll be able to draw this idiot's name up, and you know, we can further you know, deliberate on it. Oh, here goes. House passes Israel aid bill 36658 with 37 Dems, 21 GOP voters in opposition. Rep. Kathy Manning, Democrat, North Carolina, noted that colleagues who voted against the Israel bill would also be voting against humanitarian aid and funding. No, they wouldn't. But that's not the one. The one who I'm going to talk about is a Republican, a Zionist, Christian, whatever he wants, Catholic, whatever. And no one's really looking at these things, because these are not the things you hear in that fake news, the fake media, with the most worthless individuals running their mouth, because it's all an act. Someone shared to me a video, and I'm gonna respond to this video right now. These mentally ill individuals, talking about the pale skins are not from here. We are not from here either. You are not from. You are origin here, but you're not from here. Okay, so if you were able to tap into all those things up there, and the Rolodex to be clear, and you were able to function as you're supposed to, which is beyond your comprehension. Like I told you, let's say you function at this level, you're here beneath it. Okay? And all thanks to the parents and their ignorance, and the parents before them, and those who were just tired and, you know, just wanted to survive. You know, a good struggle. Okay? Till the soil takes work, right? And we were tillers of the soil. You're here. That's what should matter. And a lot of you, if you're already nurtured or raised, your children should be addressing certain things to make, you know, have more situational awareness, which y'all need, especially right now. If you're not armed, you need to be armed. I don't give a damn how or whatever. And you need to practice situational awareness. What makes you think that after they've said what they've said, WHO and all this other crap, you know now that Christianity, the Zionists were first Christians before this identity, new creation of a theft of our truth as a righteous people, called Judaism and all this other nonsense. Because right now there's people who practice, and whether in ignorance or the few that know, are people that you are, but they don't speak. And what makes you think that they're going to be guaranteed anything that's relative to the thing they've been nurtured into, that's basically a supposing of complete fallacies and lies? You know? How is it that you have FBI who run around doing that? Right now, they're monitoring your purchases. What the fuck is that for? To see what you purchase. You can purchase whatever the fuck you want. So this is the problem when you have people you went to school with. You get up to a certain age, and it's easy to get indoctrinated. Some of you may have been. And then to be shown the ugly side over and over and over, repetitively, and then to secrete the relationship. Oh no, they are selecting their individuals very wisely. I'm going to say this again. Not every FBI agent is with the shit. Probably a lot right now, because there's a lot of people in the last 2-3 generations. Well, we're talking about if you expand between 10 to 18 years of 3 generations. They have been really, and I'm broadcasting this, to be very perverted. You know, you can angle with any kind of lure, but not every lure is going to catch angelfish or a rainbow trout, or you know what I'm saying, or a bass, big mouth or small. You have to have the right lures, crappies, or for those who are out there still eating that damn, what's that damn nasty ass fish that's more toxic? That you might as well just eat shrimp and lobster. Tapia. Oh, whatever that damn thing's called. Tilapia. Yeah. There's still lures, and there are lures that have successfully, through what they do, have lured many people into their own trials and tribulations that usually are always going to have the worst outcome. What does it say in the Bible about being steadfast? I'm going to use things out of the Bible because I find it, there are things very pertinent and important. Steadfast in prayer, something like that. Immovable, whatever. I'm gonna look at the King James and we'll look at the Torah. This is for you guys who actually understand it and are able to break it down, see the hijacks, and then realize that it's talking about a people, but not as they made it. A lot of people right now see it talking about Babylon. No, that didn't happen. Babylon is happening now. It was a directive because of your very fundamentally fundamental skills not to be able to decipher this. There ain't no Babylon happened. It's happening now. When you think of Gog and Magog, who are the two individuals you look at? When you start talking about Hinduism, a stolen narrative for one people, which has been perverted, Talmudism, another perverted thing, just like they did with the so-called swastika, which is not the name of it, okay? The criminalization of a whole society of people you see all the time by the very same people talking about Holocaust, but at the same time, which is sacrifice. So that wouldn't be a complaint, would it? Leaning on the people and have perverted them right back. Okay, you see the people who support and is paid for into and everything else, right? What is so complicated to get on your dean, stand on your circle or in your circle on your square? That means your small plot cut out where you are at the moment, and be affirmed in that. So be steadfast and movable is a phrase from the King James Version of the Bible in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, 58, right? In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work. And they say the Lord. I broke the Lord down well over 2 years ago, just like I broke down Yahweh, Yahweh, all these other things. And then I did it because, and I gave 3 to 5 different features you can look at to study, but most don't do that. Okay? So it's not the Lord. That means the Lord over you, to give something outside to precipitate, like to give to government. Yet, when you look at this in the work of the Creator, if you're standing upright and righteous of self, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in self. Is your labor in vain of self? If it's not in vain, then why are we not at the conclusion of it all? But this tobacco tastes good today. But anyway, vanity in vain, right? Vanity is an excessive belief. You know by now what belief is. It means the lack of knowing in one's own abilities, because you have to believe in something, right, that you're not sure of. So you have to hold on to it. That's why I tell people let go of religion and let go of beliefs. It's a system only meant to bring you further down. Just another part of the chemicals that mess with your adrenal system and your your genetic makeup and all the bad water, the poor air, and everything else, right? So it's an excessive belief in one's own ability or attractiveness, while vain means to be conceited, stuck up, or full of oneself. Vanity can also refer to something that is empty, valueless, or fashionable. It goes on. MC Shan, as y'all know, he went through a crack problem. He got himself together. He drinks his wine. He smokes his weed. Magnificent. But his significant other with their 4-year-old baby, MC Shan, like many men, have always been people to be steadfast and to speak and let something know that's driving them crazy. Now, he doesn't have anybody in his corner to say, yo, brother, you don't have to approach it that way. This is what you can do. Still making royalties. I'm always going to listen to his music. All right. Because he was done dirty by the very same system you see that niggas are getting locked up and quiet now on the home front. Took out DMX and all, he's all of them, right? But he does a lot of things. He's a welder, he writes, But he has been going through it prior to Fake Ass Christmas. And I like the little crank witch guard sister was sharing some information about what her take on Christmas. The video I showed you and me traveling to the place is exact. All right, it's based on satanic, Satanism, which is, if you know ism, you need to really look into Satan, Shaitan, whatever ism, and you need to realize what it's actually saying. I'm not here to share everything. You got to do the work. All right. And whether Saturn worship or whatever, when Saturn is not a planet, and we know it could be an existing plane of some sort, right? Based on whatever it may be. Okay. The reality is, in this video, I'm subjugated to watch and listen to this craziness, that pale skins aren't from here. Some of you so-called call yourselves black, y'all really need to have several seats and just shut the fuck up. Excuse my language. I have to be very concise about this, very direct. Y'all will look for anything to further sour you and expand your pain, your vanity and your vainness, not being steadfast, not holding yourself and reciprocating the things that will be beneficial to coordinate and direct you on a true path. Y'all will hold on to it because you think you have the answer now. You're not going to have it. Your ignorance is intolerable to me, but it is out there. And it's a whole slew, because I can see all the likes and people commenting and this, that. And it's like, that's not mind-boggling. It's not even trivial. It's like, why would I say, why do individuals have to be, and individuals, I say that because you're not one whole body, not wholesome, gotta be so dumb. Why undercut yourself? Why be your own hostile takeover of the good in you to employ the bad in you? Because it's in all of you. The bad is there as well as the good. You have this, they call it a spiritual, I don't even call it battle, because you're losing. A contest. There's a reason why I always say this is not a contest. I don't think y'all got it in the context that was meant, even with me speaking on certain things. All the women get BBLs, right? They're wearing those fajas. They stinking like a mofo. Even after they get them off, it's still stinking. It is something unnatural. I said, look, you perm your hair. I said, why don't you go and have a CAT scan of your brain? So that way, I mean, you already jacked it up so they can see the dark splashes in your brain from the perming. You got men putting sprays and glue on their head because they don't have no hair. They don't want to listen to anybody or Ruth or whatever to grow this stuff back, change their diets. They're still eating Chick-fil-A and all that crap. And they think that I'm normal because I'm thinking. No, you're not thinking. You're far from normal, and your parents weren't normal, and your parents before them weren't normal. You think that you got it on lock. This is a terrible situation. It is. It really is. And yet they are being very brass because they unlock their votes, and it's weaponized. You an occupied people. And sad thing is, the people who are doing the occupation keeps bringing in more people who should be on your side, who easily can be, and they are plutonic in that relationship, which is dumb. Anytime you think you could do something and it's all right because you've been fed the script, and so you think that you're going to find a way out, using the wrong vices and going in the wrong direction is the answer. I know light-skinned and dark-skinned people who have been married for over 30, 40 years, and they got the most magnificent children. They married melanated light-skinned. There's nothing wrong. It's not just about the sex and all that nonsense. And sex is not nonsense, but I'm saying if you choose the ugly because you're around the ugly, you're receptive to any ugly, more so than anything good. You know, I be on Facebook sharing animals and the relationships between all kind of animals and people. The woman that nurtured a crocodile, and the crocodile will never attack her. Actually calls for her, big as it is, in the enclosure. When she comes, nobody really messes with it except for the handlers, right? When she goes, the crocodile runs up to her, rubs his head, which usually that happens, attacks, rubs his head on her, snuggles up and stands up to hug her and lay his head on her. A crocodile. I don't even want to talk about the mice that have been saved by cats and nurtured, fed. And if a dog or any other cat come around, that cat will fight that cat and dog for those mice to the death. The relationship between hawk and a pigeon, covering kittens to keep them warm, nurturing them and keeping them the way it flies to feed, bringing it back to the cats, that which it would normally hunt. The relationship between black bears in Jersey and certain dogs, playing in the backyard, having fun, rolling, no claw, no tack or nothing. Nobody sees it. Or the praying mantis that sits beside a grasshopper and doesn't devour it. How about the fact that the female grasshopper, there have been numerous cases where they have not devoured or cannibalized the male after sex for sustenance? Why is it that nobody pays attention and the earth is telling you everything you need to know? But because you're inundated with the perverseness of these persons, you shouldn't have no interest but are of interest. So they solidified the reality of this punk Bill Gates, big name, who are working very hard for these mosquitoes, which they always have been, to carry and stick you with that nanotechnology. And because you're not together, you got the goofy racists, regardless of the consortium, and I told you who created the Ku Klux Klan, and people didn't believe me. There were many Negroes that performed in it and worked with them. But these fake Jews are Zionists, Christian Zionists, who happen to be Jews. There was this dance by Jamaicans, Negro Americans, and light-skinned folks in Canada. This dance called the scat, or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. I probably look it up. And right from there was a Jew in New York who created some morbid racist group I forget the name of it. And then they had the skinheads, because the skinheads belonged to an order of individuals who were all different colors in UK and Boston and places like that, and Canada, who fought racism. And then the racists started cutting their heads and wearing, they took the red suspenders, started wearing the Dr. Martens we were very well known for punk rock and everything, and started mimicking and utilizing that with the bomber jackets. And they fought each other, right? But nobody knew the story behind it, because nobody wants to pay attention to the parts they play. And they sacrificed themselves to do this. Y'all are not willing to sacrifice yourselves, to sacrifice the Holocaust that you're under, to be the willing sacrifice to change direction and focus. Now, the two individuals they're using as a ploy, is it to further something? Well, how would that create a race war when it was a light skin and a dark skin on the chart of wheat? We say shake the chaff from the wheat. It means all the bad ones. That's like the Diddy's and the Jay-Z's. All of them got incorporated, right? And some of these pale skin rappers, they're shaking the chaff from their lineage, and they're with you, and you can't see it because you're still listening to ignorant ass Negroes or some dumb racist light skin, pale skin, and you can't get the functionality skills to perform as it should. I saw this one sister, I guess she's in DC or something, indigenous. I don't see how any black man can be with a black woman. It sounds so damn stupid. I mean, be with a white woman. I'm like, you fucktard, because shit you're saying, because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. There's a lot of people coming around realizing I'm not, I'm not your Negro, and I ain't black, motherfucker. I have an identity on this land, because you have a lot of people running around. I mean, you got how many different bands of Apache? I got pictures showing what the real Apaches look like. Whether they putting on face paint at the time before the picture by the French worthless ass Zionist monkey fucktard for the Vatican, while they was whitewashing the history and changing the vernacular of your existence. Want to say, oh, you must be mixed with a Mongol, Gog, Magog. And yet they subjugate them as well. It keeps a false order in their proclamation of things. And they keep selecting who they want to use, who they deem they need to get rid of. And you guys, you choose not to come together. I'm not talking about come on here. I'm just saying, I'm speaking of fact. You individuals look at one another, and based on your race or the distinction and the ignorance of your existence, everything will be compatible, because some of you think y'all can't talk to each other. So that shows y'all systematically are still pretty fucking stupid. I read everything. I know what I'm saying. That's not okay. That's not going to work out. It's not going to get you nowhere up there. It's going to keep you right there. That seems like a long road, because it is. It's a single road, but you can travel it quickly. But y'all still choose to perform right under here instead of above it. No, remember I did that little, come on. I just wanted to point these little things out for you to look at. On the podcast, when we get that rolling, I really would like to see some of you come in, have some information. I am very well aware. But it's not about the perfection of this. This is how we learn. So I don't expect people to come with the greatest or best of information. Some of you may have information and it'd be very beneficial. This is not to knock This is for people to come on, speak their mind. If you're scared of sharing your face or your camera or whatever, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Hey, baby real slaughter. What's going on, mama? This is a time. And don't get caught up and just be blah, 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 because I will cut your mic and say, very good point. You can get to the point. And I know some people feel like, because it's about a control thing, and I have to take control because you have no control. Otherwise, y'all be together. You be at the fake UN, tell them they got to go. You be at the precincts, and a grand number saying this is going to stop. And then you would solidify your relationship to enact appropriately on the individuals who are disgraced and report them. And if nothing's done, that should allude to what you really need to be doing. And I'm not here to say that, because then I would be talking about the possibility of violence and stuff, which I don't. Well, it's a time and a season for everything. What's that brother's name in Florida? He goes around. He's been doing it for some years now. Not angry. Let me get his name right. I don't want to say angry. Let me see here if I can pull him up. Armed fisherman. The armed fisherman in Florida. He has been going around speaking actual facts, and you have a system in Florida that is a perversion. If people obeying the law, these little worthless ass liberal cops and these things who do vile things and they hide behind a costume, now if people obeying the law make these individuals scared, they learn how to be a cop. That's just reactive. I mean, you had ex-military who were special forces. One dude shooting based upon an acorn hitting the damn hood of a car. It's not to beat up and bash anyone, but the reality is, no one wants to see these people for what they are. You have these women in the police department who are just so perverse. I watched this one video of this young brother walking down the street. Didn't do nothing, wasn't even the description. And these dumb, wang-tard costume characters, I don't call it things that are good, bad names. These monkeys are what they are. Decide to pull this guy over, walking home. And before you know it, they escalated. And while he's got his hand on the back of his head and holding his arm up, he tells him to stop resisting, put your arms behind your back. This is some Zionist crap. And starts punching him in his face. See, I couldn't have been living around that, because I'd have came out with the rifle and told him, you better stand down. I wouldn't give a whole lot of directives. Costumes mean shit to me. When you know real history, means nothing. See, all y'all don't know the laws about you have the right to resist and even fight back. But because you're supplemented here and you're conflicted, you don't train. You don't know how to react. Doing the right thing for the right reasons. I mean, the Supreme Court did say they don't have to serve and protect. So then why would they pull over innocent people? They seem to always bash them the worst. Look at the what was it, the Japanese guy or something? The 70-year-old, whatever, and the goofy retard slammed him to the ground in his face. Right? How about the one, they broke his neck who was just drunk and trying to sleep. And they're standing around looking. And sometimes you see the ones, when they're doing something, one of them will look up and look around and then pull out his taser and start tasing, knowing that if the person has a certain illness or a weak heart, it can cause a cardiac arrest. See, these dumb bastards in costume the good guys should get them out of there quickly. Now, that has happened quite often. Hardly ever reported. But a lot of the good guys don't want to be around the bad guys. To me, I say the good guys should be around them. Until you start reacting appropriately to certain situations and dealing with things in a righteous, in the word righteous, oh my goodness, right? Right of us. Right equals us. Nothing will ever change. You know what I mean? What does that mean? Revealing an complicit corpse is detrimental. Yes, well, it can be for those who are afraid, and that's their narrative, of course. You know what I mean? Well, you are not going to do nothing on your own. I don't care who you are, where you at, people. And yet, this is not going to happen. You are not going to accomplish anything on your own. Unless you want bad mama jama and you really know what you're doing, but it's not the case. I have conversed with many, seen the information, saw the emotions and the feelings driving. I'm not complicit to it, and I've understood in a deep way. Bill Gates should be taken out and shot by execution, be executed. All those individuals who murdered that man on the Twitch call should be executed, take out to the gallows in the back and strung up. A lot of these government officials should be also taken out and strung up because they are not just betrayers of the oath, they are liars, and they are not righteous at all. I was thinking about that man who talks weird stuff all the time, but I remember him talking, he was asking a couple of the so-called astronauts whether they truly landed on the moon, and one was talking to his son, and in that conversation, didn't know that he was being recorded, he made a statement, maybe we should call the CIA and have him schwacked, right? What mentality gears individuals to think that's all right? And then to speak on something that should never exist. The CIA are supposed to be spying on us, but that's why they use the FBI and IRS. The FBI shouldn't be doing it either if you are not committing a crime in the process of committing a crime or have committed a crime or part of a network or crime organization, no matter what the Zionist narrative labels it. You would think the individuals would be better people, men or women, unless they've been told what they are. And they feel like they should function as that instead of something better because of their apprehension. I don't know. But the right of the judiciary law states, and you can look it up, that they should be executed. By executing the innocent. All these big bad boys running around. Thank you. And I remember the guy, the so-called Spanish cat that murdered the young kid who had the Skittles and Arizona, whatever that drink was, right? And where are all the bad guys at? Where the tough guys? Where the gangsters? Where are they at? No, they're still too busy worried about doing YouTube, or fake gangsters, right? With BBL women, stinking probably, popping balloons and all the other goofy stuff. Got my Don Coolio, you know what I'm saying? Look at my scat pack and you too, and you know what I mean? Isn't one guy still locked up right now? Got locked up a year ago or whatever, who was doing some foul hustling. And he admitted to it after being caught. Big old fat cat. What is so hard? Do y'all think Diddy's in jail? why wasn't his information put out there for everybody to see? It's not about building a case. That's just bull. Because a lot of them are complicit. How about the bad cops being hired by fake good cops to be security? And they continue to do the same dumb thing, even as armed security. Y'all see the cyclic relationship? Y'all really, really need to deal with situational awareness. You need to get your heads about your butts. You need to really, really process your thinking. I don't see process of thought unless your thought is either entrapped, benign, or culpable. And if that's the case, well, what am I supposed to? Look, you're your own savior. Okay? Did any of y'all go ahead and listen to the German to English narration of Hitler? And then realize, holy smack, he wasn't really doing nothing bad. He was saying, after World War I, him fighting in it, seeing what happened, being wounded, realized that there's a deeper perversion. And he knew exactly what it was. And so he said, no more. He built up his army, his troops, this, that, and other. And he beat everybody. And then here comes America and Canada, which is considered British Columbia. You had over 1 million Ukrainians and foreign legionnaires go and fight for Ukraine based off the hate created by the Zionists to Russia. Isn't it funny though? Russia and America, so-called America and other countries, divided Germany. They divided Korea. They divided Vietnam. Vietnam said, went communist. They divided in all these different places. What they've done in Africa, which y'all call Africa at least. I don't like that term. The fact that they're getting rid of a lot of so-called African Americans, or Americans who are dumb and don't know who the fuck they are. The fact that you have a lot of people that've been over there for a couple of centuries. Like, a lot of y'all can't even see the game, but you see the fake ass Pope and all them meeting. Well, he's the Pope, meeting over there, kissing feet and all that kind of shit. What is so hard? How is the country going to be broke when all they do is print out worthless bullshit anyway? And the Federal Reserve, they took all that gold, and you don't know where that's at. And then people are still willing to do things. Because I told you, it's the darker side of things. Is it spiritual war? Well, if you consider yourself a spirit and there's all these different fucked up souls fighting each other, I guess you call it that. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. It's more than that. Trump hired this man who did this. I didn't vote for none of them. I said if I would have voted, it would have been for Trump. But I knew that the consortium things could be very angry because, especially the dumb Negroes and the gay people. See, all the gay and the dumb Negroes, y'all really put yourselves in a very bad situation. Can't even count. And y'all still won't listen. Y'all still won't listen and pay attention. And Ganja was showing me this video. The sister still crashing out. What's wrong? I can't even call her sister. You know what I mean? How you doing, sir? Chris? Still crashing out. You still have a bunch of people looking for the great white hope or to bring America back when America hasn't been good since the hostile takeover in 1827 up to 59. And it's 78. And then what happened right before that in the wars brought against our people and to eradicate the history, to make us as if we don't exist, like they're trying to do, like they've done the Palestinians, to eradicate them. Our numbers have always been about 100 times more, yet they had to divide. So, ergo, medicine, murder, the mayhem, eugenics, nothing of this land, nor should be of the government. Yet they all participate. Look at this dumb administration that's going out. These goofies. You're right. Your body. You're right. Really? Isn't killing supposed to? Oh, that's right. They had to denote because of what they do as far as the Talmud. Denote the existence of the human or your existence, and then to paint another narrative and then call you in because of your irresponsible natures and attitude and your embarkation, and to be more frivolously perverted. Sex is not a perversion. Sex, how you have it, why you're having it, and how you use it as a weapon, right? And then the denying of it based on your false sense of astutness. You're not astute at all because you're broken. And some people sit there, and more women than anything, I'm going to wait until I fix myself. You ain't doing shit to fix yourself because that happened like that. It's a choice. It's a decision. You can hold on and be stuck in that murk and mire in existence. Same thing for the men because they get abused as well. Or you can arise to beyond the occasion. Everybody always talk as if they got certain principles, yet I have not seen one that could be considered exemplary. I have not yet. You know what it's like to be sitting there and you're talking to a light skin, right? And Paige, this happens quite a few times. Yeah, I'm Indian. Nigga, what Indian? To feel good because of Hollywood? To think without knowing the truth? Then not to even exasperate the reality of the situation or admit or omit when you're wrong? No, it doesn't say they weren't here. The few here, because I told you the first people lynched. And they had to lie in history and say, oh yeah, well, train robber this. And now you'll see that there's many of you ever read about the first people lynched in the so-called Americas. You actually was able to find the families and have discussions. They tell you, just like a lot of people, they don't know why they were lynched. Ergo, the system of education trivial lives over many, that's why I say trivial lives, will believe in the now, but not be in the moment of now, in the truth. This is some pretty weird stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Oklahoma, absolutely. Well, the $5 Indians are everywhere, but we're not here to curse the $5 Indians except for the ones who've done it with purpose, steeped in ignorance. And that was for fiat and everything else. And that would be the majority of them. Yet, there are many who have come around and have spoken the truth. And they've been hidden. Videos were moved up to TikTok. Because they want to keep people ignorant. Okay? The deception is big, y'all. The deception is big, big, big. And the perversion is wide. It's a whole lot of P-E-R-B. You know what I'm saying? Perversions, man. Going all the way across, all the way to the E-R-S-I-O-N-S. This is a perversion-ism-ish. Or just plain perverse, right? Oh, that sun felt so good. Now it's here we go. Please, the wind stop. But I hope y'all join me for the podcast, right? A lot of things that Strapling talk about. The fact that they can't run around talking about anti-Semitism, being anti-Semitist, because there's no anti-Semite anywhere except for them. This government, the police department. Those are the anti-Semites. Do we have to go back to scripture where they try to play it safe? Ham, the progenitor of the dark race, but not the Negro. You tell punk ass Francis Turtlegang to come in here who was helping everybody, but now flipped the script. Why? Because he got embarrassed and his little feelings hurt because the woman he married. Y'all shouldn't have married with his woman, but he's a punk because everything that he's talking about, now he's talking about hip-hop like he know it. I'm part of hip-hop and the creation of it. I get tired of listening to these little bum-ass motherfuckers who don't know nothing. Excuse my French. But it's not no hate towards him, but he talks a lot of bullshit. And some of you sit right there just like you fucking know. You don't know shit. Why do you want to belong to something that is caustic, keeps infighting going, and not call people out on this shit, or just stay silent and stay away from them? Is it hard to do? Huh? Is it? Then if it's hard to do, that's your dilemma. Because again, nobody else correct whatever it is you're doing. Okay? But anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me. Old fogey like me. And let me see here. We will so today, tomorrow. Let me see. I gotta make a podcast thing. And I appreciate y'all go back and look at some of the videos I haven't looked at. If you're too lazy, I can dig it. It was set up, and what like I said, I think it's for today, if not for tomorrow, and we will cut through the chase. And I hope many of you, I don't care about your crayon colors if you believe in those, I would like everybody to be part of that. You know what I mean? I really would. I would like to see everybody come in, and we're going to discuss Zionism, Jews, and I don't need people coming in there being perverse and cursing and all that. Come in there and talk like you got a pair, yet talk like you know what you're talking about. Okay? I'm going to put things up on the board or the table. I say put it on the board, chop, right? Or put it on the table. I really over here, we say put it in the dirt. That means put it in the dirt, and if it don't grow, it was never meant for the dirt, the earth. It was never meant for you. So leave it in the dirt doesn't mean dig a hole and take you know what I mean? And then cover it. No, which is composting, but no, put it in the dirt means that you know that it's going to grow. It's beneficial, it can be helpful. And be respectful, because there are those who believe in what they read as far as the Torah and everything else. All right? And I appreciate y'all. My beautiful sisters and my beloved brothers. Probably see y'all a little later. All right? Y'all have a grand day.